I'm done with the second coat everywhere. I'm going to scrape the sides of the mud bucket here to get it down, everything off the side that might be hanging up there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water to it, not a lot. And then mix it with the beater. Okay, that looks a lot better. That's thin enough for me to use. I can always add more water as I need it. My final coat is usually a little bit thinner than this, but this will do for the next coat. It is day 3, the second coat, dried everywhere in the room. I did the ceiling again yesterday. I hit it with the thin down coat that I mixed up before I quit. And that's very nearly done now. I just got to go over like one more time and everything will be good. There are areas that require a little bit more filling, but for the most part the ceiling's done. I believe that if I hadn't been doing a video of this, I would have the room very close to done. I would probably finish it tomorrow. I probably still will finish it tomorrow, but that'll be pushing it a little bit. I got a couple more coats on the walls to go. I'm going to start in this corner over here. I'm going to take my knife and run it down the joint just to make sure that there's nothing in there. Normally you would sand that, but I don't sand any of this. I find that the knife will take off whatever happens to be there and doesn't create any dust. What I'm going to do now though is I'm going to take an amount of my 4-inch knife, get it right up inside the corner there, push it right up into the corner, and then I'm just going to spread it on evenly. And then I'm going to take most of it off again. And that's the key to doing this, is to put on very thin coats at the end here and take most of the compound back off again. That way, what you're doing is you're filling the small imperfections, you know, the bubbles that might form or some ridges that might be there. You're also actually smoothing the compound that's already been there, because when you put the wet compound on there and then trowel over it, it actually dissolves the surface layer of the old stuff and smooths it out. So you wind up with a smoother job. Also, it dries really fast and you can do it again. Like I'll be able to do this again in about an hour. I'll be able to do the other side, which is more important, in about an hour. And as you can see, it takes very little time. It's very quick. So you can get this whole room done in about an hour, going over all the seams again. Okay, I got this flat seam. This is the one that I had problems with yesterday with the edge of the mesh tape fraying out. So that's all dry now. Just going to scrape off any of the snots. That's what they call it. It might be there. And I'm going to start up here on the top. Got some thin down mud on my trowel. Pull that down. Then move over a little bit there. And I'm taking all of it off. But that's the trick. You don't take all of it off. You'll notice that when you load up your trowel, that you have a lot less after you've finished doing that, and it's nearly invisible. But it does the trick. It really makes it smooth. That seam's done. I'm going to do the screws over here. In the beginning, I individually fill them up like so. In the end, I take my trowel with a hunk of it on there, like this. This is thinned down. And I'll start at the top screw and I'll pull it down across 2 or 3. And what that does is it kind of hides the screws. You'll be less likely to see them. You see individual spots, more easily than you will a straight band like that. I'm back down here again on this butt joint that I paper taped. There's still a little bit of a depression here where the tape sucked in. The joint compound shrinks back quite a bit, and that's each subsequent coat will fill it up more and more. Just going to check it with the edge of my trowel to see how straight it is. There's a little bit of a hump here, but not much. It doesn't have to be perfectly flat. What it has to be is smooth. Smooth is what's important. Flat is really not that important. Unless you're holding a straight edge to it, nobody really does that. So I'm going to scrape it off first. Make sure there's nothing there to screw up things. And then come up from the bottom. Looking to fill up that dip first, and then I'm going to come out to the side here, keeping my trowel relatively, perpendicular to the wall, so it doesn't bend that much and conform to it, and then pull off the excess. That makes it nice and smooth. Over here in this corner, it doesn't require anything different, but I'm going to show another method for doing this. If when you laid it on in the beginning, it got wrinkled or whatever, it's wavy, and a way to straighten it out, you can lay on a fairly thick bed of stuff here, and then clean up the trowel, get it right in the corner there, and drag it out across. And what that will do is it'll straighten that corner right out very effectively. I've got the seam here that I built up a little bit before. It's not 100% dry, but I'm going to go over it again.